You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace, and we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Burr. Little frigid outside. You all can call in and text in at 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line, 833-212-1017. You can call in, text in with any thoughts that you have on today's show. In addition to that, you can watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube. You can give us a like, you can give us a share. You can give us a subscribe so you do not miss any of your favorite award-winning 1017 The Truth shows. Shout out to Truth Nation, holding it down here on 1017 The Truth and those listening. Shout out to Brother Z. Shout out to Rhea Riley. And shout out to you, Truth Nation. Now, Truth Nation, it's cold. It's frigid. It is. You got a potentially historic winter storm that's about to hit half the United States of America. And today, I don't usually park in the garage. One-car garage. Just a modest guy. Live a modest lifestyle. No two-car garage for me. Only one car. And with that one-car garage, I told baby girl, I said, yeah, we're going to have to, you're going to have to park outside today. I'm a gentleman. She gets to work from home some days. I don't get to work from home. So I said, yeah, we're going to have to switch. So I know my car got 170-some thousand miles on it. 2013. When it get cold like this, I know my car go avoo, 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 avoo. Or sometimes in cold weather like this, like it has in the past, it go avoo, 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 avoo. So I said, yeah, we ain't doing that today. My baby too old for that. My baby is geriatric when it comes to car age. Geriatric. So we said we weren't doing that today. And so we're going to get to some Giannis stuff. Because I told y'all months ago that he was going to leave Milwaukee. I told you. I said, listen, this is going to be Giannis' last season in Milwaukee. I don't know if he was going to stay around. I felt like, Giannis was going to end up leaving Milwaukee. Now, some folks got upset about this. And none of y'all listening got mad because y'all ain't into sports like that. But on my tickety-tock and social media, oh boy, I got dragged. Look at him just making up stuff, just saying stuff. Y'all just let Giannis be happy. Giannis wants to be here in Milwaukee. I said, listen, it ain't about Giannis not wanting to be here in Milwaukee, Truth Nation. It's simply the fact that the Bucks suck. We suck. We're not good. The team is trash. The team is garbage. Nobody wants to be around a garbage team. And Giannis is 30-some years old. And the older you get, you just, at a certain point, you say, I want to move on. I just need to move on. He put this team on his back, got him to a championship. He keep doing all this stuff, but the team sucks. He isn't happy. And we have zero prospects for the future. And we're in a bad place as an organization. Now, do understand, Giannis ain't going to come out and say he want to be traded because that ain't the way that he gets down. He doesn't want to be the bad guy. But Truth Nation, over the last 2 weeks, I'm going to tell you this right now, Giannis has been a villain. He's been a little bit of a villain. He's been showing his frustration with this team, and last week he got so bad that Giannis booed the fans. The fans booed the team because they were getting 40 ball, and then Giannis, after he got an and one in the second half with the team still down 25, he did thumbs down and booed the fans. I said, ooh, that's a sign. He's starting to crack. And then on Monday, Giannis Antetokounmpo had this to say after they beat the Atlanta Hawks. They won, and this is what he had to say after the game.
Confident are you you'll finish the season with the Bucks?
I don't know. I take it day by day.
To CJ, how confident are you you'll finish the season with the Bucks?
I don't know. I take it day by day.
Did y'all hear that? Giannis was asked about finishing the season with the Milwaukee Bucks. The trade deadline is 2 weeks away. And his response was, I don't know. I take it day by day. Now, if somebody asked me if I planned on finishing out this year with Good Karma Brands and being here on 101.7 The Truth, that's when somebody says that, you would think like, whoa, maybe somebody isn't happy. Maybe somebody don't want to be here. I'm just telling you this right now. If somebody asks you in your relationship, you ask your woman in your relationship, your man, like, hey, we're going to still be together at the end of this year. In the response of, I don't know, I take it day by day. Yeah, listen, the writing is on the wall. I'm just letting y'all know. The writing is on the wall. Giannis don't want to be here no more, and it doesn't make him the bad guy. It doesn't make him the villain. The team is bad around him. The team is just bad around him. And the team is so bad around him that it got him even more frustrated. And yesterday, or 2 days ago, to make matters worse, the Bucks got destroyed by the Oklahoma City Thunder. At home, Giannis scored only 15 points. And he had this to say about the team not passing him the dang ball.
I'm not the guy that will yell and cast his teammate out and demand the ball. I've never done that in my career, but I feel like I've played with teammates that kind of understand, the gravity that I can cause for our team and how I can create for my teammates and for myself, and how I can help the team be more successful. But maybe for some reason, like, I don't understand. Maybe because we're young. Maybe because we're not playing well, maybe because guys think it's their turn, and they want to carry the team on their back and try to turn this around. But I really don't get it. I really don't. And it's not like I'm not trying to be aggressive. I'm really trying to be aggressive, but at the end of the day, like this thing that they call. I have teammates, I have coaches, people that talk to me, and they told me this thing that's called the white swan and the black swan, and you got to be the black swan and be more aggressive, demand the ball. And again, it's something that I've never done my whole career, so maybe I got to do it more.
Giannis is talking about being the black swan, and when he says being the black swan, that means being the aggressive, being the bad guy. He's frustrated. He's over it. So, again, I bring this all to our attention because the trade deadline is 2 weeks away. Do I think Giannis will be traded before the trade deadline? No, I don't. I do think Giannis will still be a Milwaukee Buck come the trade deadline. But, that's a big but, I do believe that Giannis will not be a Milwaukee Buck starting the 2026 season. I mean, man, listen, this ain't the Giannis we know. The Giannis we know talk about, winning and staying positive and no failure. Oh, he's feeling failure this year. Dame gone, Chris gone, Drew gone, Brooke gone, Pat Connaughton gone. The whole squad he won with is gone, except for Bobby Portis and his brother. So I just felt like I needed to update y'all, Truth Nation, on the fact that I love me some Giannis, and I ain't mad at him. And y'all shouldn't be either. When Giannis ends up getting traded, we need to applaud and say thank you, Giannis, and get him out of this. Get him out of this hellhole, because this is a hellhole. 833-212-1017. It's a time to trade Giannis. Do y'all think it's trying to trade Giannis? And I don't do sports shows, and this ain't a sports show, but I will take y'all opinion and thought, because I know when Dr. Ken said Giannis has outgrown Milwaukee, y'all got real upset. Oh, it was mad. It was mad. People was posting on social media. Look at this black guy doubting Milwaukee. Look at this radio station. Oh, they got big, mad over that. And it's not about Giannis outgrowing Milwaukee, but he has outgrown the Milwaukee Bucks. He has outgrown his teammates. The organization has tried and tried and tried, and I give them credit. They've tried to exhaust every avenue to keep Giannis happy and to keep this team good, but at the end of the day, it's just not good enough. Giannis is 31 years old. He's 31. And the way that he plays, Giannis may have 4 or 5 good years left, and what he wants to do is he wants to win a championship, and he ain't winning a championship here in Milwaukee. So my advice to y'all is go ahead, go buy some of them Bucks tickets. Go ahead, go to some of them games, because greatness is going to disappear. And all we're going to be talking about is the great memories we had of the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that is okay, because that is what happens in sports. Cherish the memories, cherish the great moments, and be thankful that we have somebody as great as Giannis on our team. 833-212-1017. We come back, Truth Nation. I'm going to talk a little bit about the fact that Milwaukee Public Schools, I tell you, I told you, I'm a big fan of MPS. I am. I'm a supporter of MPS, a big supporter. But, Truth Nation, I have to say, and I like unions. I do. I'm not Dr. Ken Harris, who feels like some unions aren't great, even though, he benefited greatly from being part of police union. It's just that teachers union he don't like. Sherwin Hughes, he don't like that teacher union as well. And Kyle Wallace, I might be joining that boat and not liking the teachers union after I tell y'all about this next story. 833-212-1017. You would think educators would understand Simple Finance 101. It's Truth to Power. Kyle Wallace. We'll be back.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Milwaukee Black Talk.
You don't want to be there. You don't like the work. You don't like the people. Now, there are some differences. The only difference is modern American slavery and capitalism versus 19th century. We were dramatically more primitive back then. And a slave that is able to buy their freedom is the same as the disaffected, disgruntled worker that is able to buy their way into entrepreneurship, because that for them is freedom.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It starts with a spark. At Milwaukee College Prep, they nurture that spark from age 3 through 8th grade, building scholars with knowledge, character, and confidence. 88% of their students face economic hardship, but that does not define them. At MCP, they see students' potential, and they help them live up to that potential. 4 campuses, 1 mission. College and beyond, MCP is free, high-performing, and open to all Milwaukee families. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to enroll or get involved. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person. Complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. In new year, new mattress. Truth Nation, start 2026 feeling rested and make an impact while you do it at Steinhoffel's. All January, stop by Steinhoffel's and test rest any mattress. For every test rest, they'll donate $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin, which is a nonprofit creating dream bedrooms for children with cancer. And just for trying a mattress, you'll get a $20 lunch gift card. Yep, a $20 lunch gift card. And I know it's true because I got one when I went to go test rest a mattress. But what's most important is the fact that when you test rest, a $20 gift card goes towards Special Spaces Wisconsin. And for your time and for supporting, you'll also get a $20 lunch gift card. A better night's sleep and a chance to help make a child's dream bedroom come true. The January test rest event is only at Steinhoffel's. Visit them today at Steinhoffel's at any of the locations or steinhoffels.com. Again, it is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm going to put up a poll. Should the Bucks trade Giannis? Yes or no? That's it. Yes or no? That is the question. And I bring that up because Giannis, I played some audio clips, and Giannis is clearly frustrated with everything happening here in Milwaukee to a point where he was asked, is he going to finish the year with the Bucks? And he said, I don't know. I take it day by day. And then he was asked after the game about the fact how the team was playing. He said, listen, he said, these guys, I don't know if it's because they're young, but they're not passing me the ball. They got to understand what I can do when I have the ball in my hands. He's frustrated, and I think rightfully so. But 833-212-1017 on the Truth Talking text line. Brian K says Giannis needs to take responsibility for his part in this team being bad. Giannis hasn't elevated his game. He still plays and does the same moves, and now teams have learned how to defend him better. Now, yeah, he scores between 25 and 35 points, but he should because he has the tall ball 90% of the time. The ball sticks when he's on the floor. When he's not on the floor, the ball moves and everyone gets the offense. I could go on and on. I mean, okay, yeah, that's everybody's opinion. And Al said, bye, Giannis. Crazy. Again, I think, you can vote on a poll. Just do know that this team sucks. Like, the players around him aren't good. And Giannis is going to get traded, and rightfully so. And the Bucks should get everything they can whenever they move on from Giannis. But Truth Nation, off the top today, I alluded to this a little bit earlier, is that Finance 101, I thought would be simple for a lot of educators, but I guess folks inside of MPS and some of these teachers don't understand it. I'm going to let y'all know what I'm talking about off the top.
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Off the Top on Truth to Power. Kyle, let Truth Nation know what you got to get off your chest today.
Truth Nation, make sure you watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a share, and give us a subscribe. In addition to that, you can watch and stream us live on YouTube. You can call us and text us at 833-212-1017. Make sure y'all stay warm out there, Truth Nation. If you ain't got to go outside, don't go outside. But Truth Nation, one thing I do not mind in certain situations is being wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. Not all the time, because if I'm wrong all the time, that's a problem with me, personally. I need to look in the mirror. But sometimes I have these hypotheticals, or I pontificate, or I say, oh, we're going to do this, and this is what's going to happen, and it's not going to be 100%. I can't predict the future. I ain't Miss Cleo. But I follow breadcrumbs, and I take in information, and I come up with predictions and share my thoughts. That's what we do. And when it comes to MPS and it comes to Superintendent Brenda Cassellius, every couple months I say I'm wrong about her. And I vote blue. I just want y'all to know, I vote blue, but I have a problem with liberals. I have a problem with liberals, and especially white liberals. I have an issue with them. Now, don't get me wrong. I would choose to align myself with white liberals 100 out of 100 times over ever aligning myself with those far-right radical Republicans. Because those far-right radical Republicans are the delusional lunatics who claim they love the police, but then storm the Capitol and assault officers and act like they were not in the wrong. Far-right Republican lunatics will just make up stuff. They'll take one small thing and all of a sudden blow it up. They're also racist and hateful. Not saying liberals can't be racist as well, because they can be. But far-right Republicans are purposely racist and do things intentionally to try to tear down people of color, i.e. DEI stuff they're attacking right now. So I would never align myself with the far-right Republicans because you look silly when you do that. But some of their stances talking about these liberals go too far for me. They go a little bit too far for me, and I can't get down with all that. But when it comes to education of our children, I have always said that white liberals have taken too soft of a stance of not calling a spade a spade. These kids in MPS are struggling because of, yes, socioeconomic issues that persist in our black communities. That's for sure a thing. I get it. That is a factor. But also, you can't ignore other factors that contribute to it, like the structure of the household, or I should say the lack of structure in some of those households. The fact that the family isn't showing enough vested interest in their child's education to ensure that their child succeeds. So yes, socioeconomic has a lot to do with it. But there are poor kids that will graduate from MPS in 4 or 5 months from now. What is it? We're January. So in less than 5 months, there are poor black kids, poor Hispanic kids, and poor white kids, and poor Asian kids, Hmong to be specific, because we know our population here in Milwaukee, who will graduate from MPS who come from poor, low-income households. It's not an excuse. It's a factor, but not an excuse. And I feel like far too often, white liberals are the ones who try to ignore some of the other factors that contribute to the downfall of some of our children inside of MPS. And I said it before, your economic situation does not dictate the great success that you can have. Your economic situation shouldn't stop you from holding your children accountable when it comes to what they're doing in the classroom. Now, back to Ms. Brenda Cassellius. Yesterday, there was an MPS school board meeting that got the teachers all up in arms. Oh, the teachers union mad again. That's what's new. The teacher union loves to get mad. Now they mad about something else. And I find myself quite often supporting Brenda Cassellius because she be standing on business. And now one thing I like about a person is a person who stands on business. And she keep it real. And I love that about her. She listens. She call a spade a spade. She call it how it is. She keep it real. But also she has empathy and compassion. MPS, if y'all didn't notice, this is everything in Milwaukee. MPS has a $100 million budget shortfall. They have a $100 million budget deficit when you look at the 2026-2027 school year that is around the corner. And with any organization, when you have a budget shortfall, you got to balance the budget. You got to find a way to close that gap. You can't operate that way. As a nonprofit like these schools are, an entity like they are, you can't operate in a deficit. And whenever you have a deficit, you have a gap, what happens? You got to find ways to cut. You got to find ways to scale back. You got to find ways to save money, and you have to make tough decisions. Now, there's a $100 million budget gap with MPS, and the teachers understand this. And again, this is not all teachers, but this is the teachers union who represents the teachers. The teachers at MPS want to get a raise to keep up with inflation, which is not an outlandish request. It's not. Hey, I don't care that y'all have a budget shortfall, but, let's see if I can try to get my raise. It needs to keep up with inflation. That's not a bad request. But the superintendent let them know that a raise would be unlikely this year. Shout out to her. Shout out to her being honest with them and saying, listen, due to the budget shortfall, I don't think I'll be able to keep up with trying to give y'all a raise that accounts for inflation. Sorry. She went as far to say this: I absolutely want to give raises, but I also have the really hard task of being the superintendent of schools and having to make sure the operations match what we can afford. That's common sense to me. That makes sense to me. I don't see any problem, any issue with what was said there. She showed empathy, but she also kept it real at the same time. I enjoy that. Yes, I would love to give y'all raises, but my job isn't to give y'all raises. My job is to make sure that the operation costs match, that we don't have a budget shortfall. Now, for me, any rational individual, any rational group of people would hear that and say, okay, that makes sense. Maybe not this year. Not the teachers union. Not the teachers. And what grinds my gears when I hear stuff like this, and the teachers just sit there, they don't care. And I understand, Truth Nation, teachers are great. They're fantastic. They don't get paid enough. They don't. I get it. Y'all want to be, make more money, but y'all didn't get into this to make money like this. I got the thing. You didn't get into teaching to get rich. That's why it's so important that educators get great health care, because it can take some of the cost of the burden of having to pay more for health care, which eats more into your pay that you got to pay out of pocket. So, there's some give and take here. But I just get a little annoyed when I hear these teachers get up in arms when somebody says, I want to give y'all a raise, I'm going to give you a raise, but it won't keep up with inflation. And they're like, oh, that's not fair. I can't survive like this. Well, listen, you became a teacher. And when you become a teacher, you sacrificing something. If you don't like your career field, well, there's a choice. It's an option. And for me, I think when you decided to become an educator, and I know this is true, you decided that you wanted to impact the youth of America in a positive way. You wanted to be able to work to build a foundation for our children to thrive on. I get it. So I'm so grateful for the work of educators. I really am. And I understand it's not easy work. I've been there before. It's not easy work. But hello, the school district is broke. $100 million deficit? If you are broke, you can't just go spending more money. That ain't the way that it works. That's what broke people do. And here at Good Karma Brands, listen, I want a raise every year. I would love to get a raise every year. That would be beautiful if I got a raise every year. But the problem is I understand if we don't make money, if the award-winning 1017 The Truth doesn't make money, if we had a budget deficit of $10 million or whatever, $100,000 or $500,000, whatever it is, if we had a budget deficit, I can't go knocking on my boss's door asking him for a raise and realistically think I'm going to get one. Now, I can ask, but I can't walk out of the room kicking air and swinging my arms mad and upset because they didn't give me a raise when we didn't make no money. MPS is broke. They need to understand it's that simple. If they're broke, you're probably not going to get a raise every year. And at the end of the day, just like me, I choose to be here. If I didn't get a raise, which I didn't, I'll be honest, I ain't got a raise in a couple years. I have a choice to be here. These educators have a choice to be here. There are numerous school districts across the state of Wisconsin. You know how I know? Because I look at the list of the school districts across Wisconsin, and I see all these different schools that are on top of MPS before I get to MPS when it comes to test scores. So there is many different school districts you can go to. If you're not happy with the pay in MPS, guess what? Go to the Elmbrook School District. If you're not happy with MPS, go to the Brown Deer School District. If you're not happy with MPS, go to the West Allis, West Milwaukee School District. If you're not happy with MPS, go to the Shorewood School District. You're choosing to stay here, and they tell you they can't give you a raise, then just accept it or move on. But they're broke. And the teachers union makes it so easy to despise them. They do great work, and they advocate for the teachers so well, but they live in this unrealistic world. They would rather see teachers get raises than the students get new technology in the classroom. The teachers union would rather see these students not get new books if they teachers can get a raise. This is straight up disappointing, and the biggest problem with MPS that I see is that you don't have enough people advocating for these students. That is one of the big issues that MPS has, is that you don't have enough people advocating for these students. In Truth Nation, I work off of facts. If anything y'all know about me is everything I do is based off of facts. And we have, again, a great group of teachers who I greatly appreciate and I value. And I'm somebody who comes from a family of educators. I myself worked in education for many years. I started working in MPS when I was 14 years old. I believe it was 13 or 14 years old. I didn't leave MPS until I was 24 years old. So I put a decade in. And then after that, I worked in higher education for another 6-7 years. 6-7. So I understand the importance of education. And I appreciate the hard work and dedication. But also, the facts are the facts, and I want y'all to understand this. It's not like these educators ain't getting paid. Ain't like they ain't getting raises. Understand, for 8 years, MPS staff received raises that matched the annual increase of cost of living. They got that. Some folks saw raises as high as 8%, like in the year of 2023. People got raises of almost up to 8%. And so, again, when we talking about this, these folks who get upset about not getting a raise, listen, it can't happen every year. We ain't got the money. And the biggest factor that we must all consider with this is the fact that Milwaukee Public Schools, again, is broke. They are broke for many reasons. And on the other side, I'll talk about the reasons why MPS is broke. But 833-212-1017, Truth Nation, what are your thoughts about this conversation? 833-212-1017. Should MPS teachers be getting a raise? Why or why not? Would you be willing for another referendum, which we'll talk about, to help make sure these teachers make more money? 833-212-1017. But also on top of that, I'm going to talk about the referendum. Because some of y'all going to be like, well, didn't we just do a referendum for $252 million to help support MPS? You sure did. Foolishly, yes, you did. I voted no. I voted no with pride. I told everybody I knew to vote no. Everybody I knew to vote no. But it still barely passed. So when we come back on the other side, I'm going to share the reality that the teacher union know. The teachers union knows this. They know the factors that are keeping us from being able to make money in MPS, but they're ignoring it because they would prefer for their staff to get paid more. And it's wrong to put these adults over these kids, and I'll tell you why next. It's Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. Make sure you watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. And as we go to break, Truth Nation, I want you to ponder, should MPS teachers be getting a raise? Why? And would you be willing to have another referendum to make sure they got that raise? It's Truth to Power, Kyle Walls. We'll take your calls, we'll take your texts. We'll look at the Truth Talking text line and YouTube on the other side.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Erie Insurance.
Find a local agent at erieinsurance.com.
If you've been injured, let our team help get you back in the game. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
Regroup, rethink, and reshape, and get on the front lines. It's only to your benefit. I always tell people, you helping the overall ideal of a better community, it actually helps you out. It helps you out. It helps your family out. It's time. Do not bring that reactionary attitude into the new year. This is the best time to start fresh. This is the plot. They plot this out, and it's been going on for years. This is normal. This is the way it is. This is where we are right now. It's all buddy-buddy. And if you're not a part of the friend situation, you're not getting in. They don't want nobody getting in and seeing where the messy. That's why I'll never get in. Because they know I'm not going to play around about my community. They know I'm not going to sit in no meetings and see y'all shucking and jiving and sniggling and giggling and not say nothing about it. I'm going to tell you to shut up.
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Live on YouTube and right here on 1017 The Truth.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Bucks are in another slump, winning 1 out of their last 5 games. With trade talk swirling, Giannis made some comments about the team's effort in Wednesday's blowout against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
As a young guy, you gotta listen though. Gotta listen. If you keep on making the same mistake over and over again, and you doesn't matter what people say, you gotta be able to take feedback.
Tonight's game against the Nuggets begins at 8:30, with doors opening at 7 due to cold winter weather. The Milwaukee Brewers traded away starting pitcher Freddie Peralta this week, receiving 2 top prospects, Brandon Sproat and Jet Williams. Peralta was with the Brewers for nearly a decade. In men's college hoops, Wisconsin gets their 5th straight win, beating Penn State 98-71. UW-Milwaukee has lost 3 in a row after losing to Robert Morris 88-76. Marquette is on the road in Butler tonight with tip-off at 7. This Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the 2nd annual Truth Community Awards, celebrating individuals making a real difference in our communities. Tickets are on sale right now. Truth Nation, I want y'all to know, y'all better get y'all tickets because they are selling fast, and it's going to be a bigger and better event that is taking place right here at Venue 3 in the 3rd Street Market Hall. We're going to have food. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have prizes. We're going to be celebrating some incredible individuals, some unsung heroes around here in Milwaukee. You're going to get to mingle and hang out with the Truth host. So make sure you sign or you buy your tickets today by visiting 1017truthawards.com to learn more. And guess what? You know what I'm going to do? Because I got a little pull around here. We're going to do a ticket giveaway. We're going to do a ticket giveaway. Not today, but a couple weeks from now, I'm going to have us do a ticket giveaway to give away some tickets for folks to come on in so you can get your shot to get in there. But make sure you buy your tickets by going to 1017truthawards.com. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Again, join us February 20th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at Venue 3 in the 3rd Street Market Hall. Do not miss out on the Best Community Awards event of the year. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I'm your host, Kyle Walls. We're just talking about Milwaukee Public Schools and the educators and the teachers. And again, I appreciate teachers. I think teachers are very important. But I do believe it is unrealistic for somebody to ask a business who tells them I am $100 million in debt for a raise. It doesn't make sense. They got a budget shortfall. And the fact that they already said they're going to give you a raise should be more than enough. More than enough. But I feel like just some folks with the teachers union just want to get more and more and more at the expense of our children. And that's where I have a problem. And like I said before, in 2023, they got an 8% raise. Not everybody, but some folks got an 8% raise. Make sure y'all watching stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a share, and give us a subscribe as well. But I teased on the other side is that the Milwaukee Teacher Union is ignoring some factors that is contributing to the fact that MPS is broke. And they're broke for many reasons. Now, many of y'all, when I say they broke, y'all say, oh, how? Didn't they just get $252 million? Yes, they did. Y'all sure did approve that, and I say y'all because it wasn't me. I voted no. I voted no with pride up. I wasn't voting to foolishly pass that $252 million referendum. But let me just let y'all know where that money went to with that referendum. See, that money from the referendum, that went to staff retention and hiring for MPS. A lot of it went to that, where teachers saw an increase in salaries to retain them. And also, they used the money to fill critical vacancies. So that's where a lot of the money, that $252 million that y'all voted yes on without even knowing what they're going to do with it, that's where it went to. I wonder, had they told you beforehand if you would have still voted yes. I would hope some of y'all would say no. The money also went to operational and educational costs, which supported school operations and maintained buildings and updating textbooks. And then some money went to support and maintain essential programs, including music, art, PE, and foreign languages. That is where the money went. It's accounted for. So we gave them $252 million, and it still was not enough. And now some of y'all may be asking, well, why was that not enough? How did we get here? How are we always broke? How was the city of Milwaukee? I mean, every year we talking about a budget shortfall. Every organization, whether it's the city, the county, or MPS, there is always a budget shortfall. And some people may say, well, how did we get here? Well, for the city of Milwaukee, it would take a lot more for us to talk about and get into the weeds. But for MPS, it's quite simple, y'all. It's very simple. The birth rates in Milwaukee are low. Y'all told these 15-year-olds to stop having all this pound town time, and look what happened. Now you ain't got no kids running around here. You didn't find that funny? He said no. The birth rate from 2010 until now has dropped 29% in the city of Milwaukee. So what you are finding is that there's 29% less children being born here in the city of Milwaukee than what we saw in 2010, 16 years ago. Really, we'll say 15 years ago because 2026 just started. And so we don't have all that data. But even more, in the last 5 years, we've seen the birth rate from 2020 drop 15%. 15% drop in birth rate. So what that means in layman's terms, Truth Nation, if you have less students filling the seat, you get less money from the state. So that is a big reason why MPS has this budget deficit, because the cost of doing business, operational costs, are going up. The cost of living is going up. So you have all these things going up, but you have less money coming in because students are capital. For each student, you get a certain amount of money. If you have less students, but you're still paying these teachers these salaries, but your enrollment is going down, it doesn't add up. And you start firing these teachers. Oh, y'all be mad about that. But this is the reason why the Trump administration is pushing for people to have babies. That's why they're literally offering money and starting savings accounts for people, because they understand that Americans are not having enough babies. The U.S. birth rate is declining. It hit a record low of 1.6 births per woman in 2024, which is well below the 2.1 that you need to have for the replacement level. People are not having a lot of children. This is a national trend, and it's no different here in the city of Milwaukee. And then when you add in the fact that you have the growth of charter schools that are independent charter schools and private schools that are getting children from Milwaukee to enroll, MPS has to face that obstacle as well, where MPS is projected next year to lose 910 kids to these schools, additional 910 kids. Again, that's a problem. That is why MPS does not have money. So a lot of y'all go say, oh, well, you need to trim the fat at the top. The MPS already did that. They trimmed the fat at the top. They cut 31 positions this summer. They did that. It's now time for people to make sacrifices. That's what it's time. It's time for people to understand that it's not about you. And I think it's so disingenuous for educators to ignore these facts. They're smart individuals. They have college degrees. They understand the why. They get it that they aren't going to get these raises because of this, but instead of saying, okay, let's do right by these kids and let's make sure we're reinvesting in these kids, they choose to do the thing that I believe is selfish. Downright selfish to say, put me ahead of we. That's selfish when it comes to kids. 833-212-1017, the town. What are your thoughts on today's conversation?
How you doing? I'll be kind of quick. For sure. Yeah, MPS is losing money though, but MPS is not the business. It's a division of the business, and the business is the city of Milwaukee. So really, if you think about it though, the city of Milwaukee, they messing up. Now, I don't think we should take away the money for the kids. I mean, because that's going to be our resource for the future, though.
Agreed.
Maybe we can do something with the city of Milwaukee of trying to bring some extra revenue up off of something. Let's tax something that's been doing.
The town, you better be careful, the town, because if you talk about creating revenue, the easiest way to create revenue is taxing. And when you say taxing, that's called property taxes. That MPS already takes a significant portion out of.
No, let's not go to property tax. Let's go to this thing on top of my head. Let's go to Potawatomi. Let's go to the Bucks, the Brewers. Let's go to some of the places that's making big money out here, handing over fists. Or let's try to go fight in Madison and try to get some more money, because they've been cheating Milwaukee out of their money. Milwaukee is they're the economic generator of the whole state.
That is
true.
So
we need some money.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom. Go on, you finish up.
Oh yeah, I want to end up on that one, but I really want to talk about Giannis.
What's your thoughts on Giannis, the town?
Number one, we bogus for booing them, for booing that game that started it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We super bogus because it's not. Because we making it seem like it's Giannis' fault. It ain't Giannis' fault. It's everybody else's fault.
Well, who blaming Giannis? I don't think anybody blaming Giannis. I think the team, people just talking about how trash the team is. But the town, I got two other callers. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But really, to the town's point is Wisconsin school districts, they're facing significant funding crisis due to the aid failing to keep up with the pace of inflation for the last 16 years, lagging by $3,380 per pupil since 2009. So really, when it comes to the reason why we aren't the only ones seeing our property taxes going up, town is right. The state is not giving us more money for our education, and that is the reason why we see our property taxes up, and that's why you do have a budget deficit. But that's why voting matters. Y'all go do your research and see which side of the aisle decides that they don't want to provide more funds for education. 833-212-1017. Miss Sandra, got about 60 seconds here for you. Good to hear from you. I hope you're staying warm.
Oh, I am. Like I said, I got my warm clothes on, long underwear, all the good stuff, and I've been outside. So, yes, I want to say now, how come nobody speaks up for the teachers' union? Because they're always getting bashed. Now, I retired from Rockwell over there. We had a good union. And even though somebody did bad, they still were protected from the union because they paid dues. No matter what they did, the union had to fight. Even the ones that didn't belong, because we had open shop.
Okay.
The union had to take up for them, too.
So are you saying that nobody's speaking up for MTEA?
Somebody not speaking up for the teachers, and then they say Wisconsin got a big surplus.
Well,
but then they always try to make
Miss Sandra, the teachers union in Milwaukee is a well-oiled machine, and the reason why I'm talking about this today is because the teacher union wants their teachers to get a raise, which that is their job to ask for a raise, but also to get upset and mad that your raise ain't gonna keep up with inflation this year, knowing that you have $100 million deficit. I think is foolish, and I'm pointing the finger at these teacher union because what they doing is they putting these teachers ahead of these students. That is where my issue is at.
I understand that. Yeah, but I mean, okay. What about the police union then?
I mean,
they get a raise. They got extra money for them.
I did the same. I bashed the police union too because I said this. My belief is that, Ms. Sandra, I appreciate you. My belief is this: is that you ain't got to pay these people what they want. If they don't like they pay, they can take their behind on. The city should have never paid the police that more money. Now they got it. And it is what it is, but I wouldn't have done it. Had it been Mayor Wallace, I would have just said, you know what, it's time to recruit some new officers. Y'all want to go on strike? Cool, fine. I'm going to find some other people. And again, I appreciate what the police do. I do. I really do. But if you don't like what you're being paid, leave. It's that easy. That's what I don't understand. Like, if you don't like your pay, go somewhere else. You ain't got to be held hostage because people don't like their pay. You tell them go. Bye. 833-212-1017. Last we got Al. Al, what's happening?
Well, my problem is why they keep giving all this money like they got a bad addiction or a bad dope problem. Out of all this money and stuff still ain't right. But you got to kind of take the blame for yourself because I wouldn't have gave them one freaking dime. Just like with a drug addict. The more you keep giving them the money, the more they going to keep buying dope. And if they smash and if they smell like a gas station incense, they're doing crack. Stop giving the money. Have a good day.
Thank you, Al. I appreciate that. Jeff said on the talking text line at 833-212-1017 that you can join in. He said, just remember, you get what you pay for. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Jeff. I don't think that is 100% true when it comes to human capital and people. I mean, there's some people getting paid a lot of money. Trust me, I know. There's people getting paid a lot of money who ain't worth a damn. Who ain't, and that's in all fields. But make sure y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube. I love the debate and conversation happening on 1017 The Truth on YouTube. What did MPS do with the $200 million they already got? I appreciate the dialogue and conversation. We come back on the other side, Truth Nation. I'm going to wrap up the thoughts and let y'all know why. When you hear teachers saying they live in paycheck to paycheck, that might be true, but they maybe need to go see a financial advisor to fix that, because that ain't my responsibility to fix you living paycheck to paycheck.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance. At Milwaukee College Prep, they believe in high expectations, strong character, and academic excellence starting as early as age of 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee. And the best part about it all, Milwaukee College Prep is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is the place. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to learn more. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Make sure y'all watch and stream us live by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. You can give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe. Shout out to Dr. Ken Harris, Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, 4 to 6 weekdays here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Inside the chat today, y'all can go ahead and chat with him a little bit inside the chat. That's what I love about Truth Nation. Everybody join in on the conversation. Also, I know I got on the Broncos hoodie today. Shout out to little cuz, Jordan Turner. Was in on a tackle last week. He one game away from the Super Bowl. One game away from the Super Bowl. Shout out to little cuz. And hopefully a couple weeks from now, I'm going to Santa Clara. We'll see. Just keep fighting, and I'm just, what a blessing. What an absolute blessing. So shout out to Lil Cuz and the Denver Broncos being a game away from going to the Super Bowl. So I'm hoping. Just amazing. But Truth Nation, today we have been talking about Milwaukee Public Schools and the fact that the teachers union and the teachers are really upset that they're not getting a raise that is at the level of adjusted to inflation, which would be, I think, 2.7%. And I'm mad about the fact that they're upset about the fact that the raise isn't going to be that big when MPS said we have a $100 million budget deficit. They have to find $100 million to cut. And to think that you ain't going to have a raise cut and think that you ain't got to make sacrifices is ridiculous and it's selfish. And a lot of people talk about how teachers don't make too much money. Okay, all right, I get it. Starting salary for the teachers in MPS was $50,737 in 2023. Okay, that's... Understand, people want more money, but that's still a lot of money. And I don't see why anybody should be living paycheck to paycheck making $50,000 a year. Now, the MPS average salary is about $65,000 to $66,000 per year for teachers, but the range is roughly between $50,000 and $85,000, and you only have to work 9 months. You only got to work 9 months. So what y'all got to understand for the teachers and the teacher union is this. When you start asking for more money when we ain't got it, it makes you look bad. We got to allow for MPS and Brenda Cassellius to get the financial house in order for MPS. We got to allow for her to get the academic house in order. She don't need to be spending time going back and forth with teachers, yelling and screaming and being mad at school board meetings and misguided school board members talking about, well, let's try to give them our raises and cut in other places. No, let's try to cut in other places and not give them the raises. Give them a raise, but they don't need to get that big of a raise if we can't afford it. Stop spending money like you got an unlimited credit card, because the credit card is us taxpayers. And I'm not trying to have my property taxes continue to go up to continue to support teachers' salaries. But again, thank you, teachers, for everything that y'all do, because I do appreciate it. This has been Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. The Tory Lowe Show is up next from 1 to 4. Truth Nation, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a beautiful and safe, warm weekend. I will talk to y'all next week.
Need a way to hype up your day?
This is Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, you just won 5